Is this real, guys? Did Hulk Hogan pass away? Are you kidding
Seriously?
me?
He is literally might be the most recognizable professional wrestler in history. TMZ Sports breaking the news. Quote, wrestling legend Hulk Hogan has died at 71 years old. Medics were dispatched to the 71-year-old WWE legend's Clearwater, Florida home with operators stating it was regarding a, quote, cardiac arrest.
Dude, Hulk Hogan.
And
I know he's a very complicated individual.
Yeah.
People have a lot of wild opinions. I'm just going to go to my childhood, and I'm going to remember what he meant to me in my house. Like, I am a real American. That intro and him running out, what he represented, like Americana at the time, wholesomeness, everything that's good, the good guy, stomping out the bad guys. Wow. I mean, I'm a huge wrestling fan. Not currently, but was throughout all the 80s, 90s, even into the 00s, the whole Raw is War era. I mean, just the WCW versus WWE and what he represented, you know, being a turncoat when he flipped over and became Hollywood Hogan. Wow. Hulk Hogan passing away.
Yeah,
I didn't even know he was in bad health.
TMZ Sports breaking the news. I have it right here. Quote, wrestling legend Hulk Hogan has died at 71 years old. Medics were dispatched to the 71-year-old WWE legend's Clearwater, Florida home early this morning with operators stating it was regarding a, quote, cardiac arrest. And I guess it's been the story last month from TMZ as they continue their rumblings. Hogan was on his, quote, deathbed, end quote, but we were told at the time he was just dealing with the symptoms of a neck procedure he underwent in May. Hulk Hogan passing away at the age of 71, WWE legend. Obviously, he was in the movies. He was in, what was it, Rocky 3 at the very Thunder Lips? Was that his name? Going up against Rocky Balboa?
He was a crossover sensation is an understatement.
And obviously, there's a lot there with Hulk Hogan when it came to, you know, the Deadspin stuff, the leaked video, obviously the racial slurs. There's a lot there with Hulk Hogan. Like, there just is. But when it comes to just being a larger-than-life figure and personality in the wrestling scene, which, again, growing up for me, I remember kind of the older generation of Hogan. You were there in the prime, Joe. But I remember...
Body slamming Andre the Giant is one of the great moments in sports entertainment history.
Well, one of the great moments when I grew up, it was him and The Rock going chest to chest, and then the crowd just going
old
nuts.
Man Hogan.
It was. But,
Rock,
but it was like old man Hogan, quote unquote. Like
he was old man Hogan, though, in the 80s, which is ironic.
Right? Well, he's 71. I mean, he's an older guy now. Like, and wow, that's that's a loss, man. That's one of those ones where it's like it was him, Andre the Giant. Like, those are larger than life figures and representative of the wrestling industry. And
depending on how old you are, you're gonna have a different view of who the forefathers are or the seminal guys, right? First ballot Hall of Fame wrestler, first ballot Hall of Fame crossover wrestler into television, into movies, things like that. I mean, the famous story of him selling the George Foreman, the George Foreman grill, he basically didn't answer the phone on.
Right.
They left him a bunch of voicemails, and at the time, he just didn't get back in time, so he got a blender, and George Foreman got the grill. George Foreman ended up making gazillions of dollars. If we were just to do just like what I call the first ballot Hall of Famers of wrestling, right?
Yeah.
It's Macho Man, it's Hogan, Ric Flair. Some might have Sting and Undertaker in there.
And you'd have to do like
Stone Cold.
eras for sure.
Yeah,
right?
there'd be eras, but like The Rock, like
Triple H, maybe,
yes, absolutely Triple H. But like all of them, when they unified wrestling and they went, super television-y and not regionally, like going out to the Cow Palace back in the day, you'd go see the regional stuff. Like Hogan was the man. And this is at the advent of cable television. Like, that's crazy to me. Wow.
Hulk Hogan, if you're just joining us, passing away at the age of 71. TMZ Sports reporting cardiac arrest, they are calling it there, as dispatchers were sent and ambulances were sent to his home in Florida. 888-957-9570. Yep.
We had the different like wrestling figurines, right? But a couple of my boys had like the stuffed like Hogan dude, where you'd like wrestle him on the couch. Yep. You don't even know what I'm talking about.
No,
I don't know what it would be even called.
Joe, I know exactly what you're talking about.
With the hair and everything.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It was like this stuffed animal thing. My boy, I could visualize my boy JV had it in his room, even when we were in high school. Like Hogan was the man. Wow. I know people are like, oh, there's sports. Like, dude, Hogan intersected sports and television and pop culture and everything. Just crazy.
I knew that they were called. I looked it up. Wrestling buddies.
They were wrestling buddies.
Yeah, because I had a Undertaker one.
And there was an Ultimate Warrior one.
Yeah, Ultimate Warrior.
Undertaker one.
Yep.
I mean, damn, man. And him going from being a good guy to a bad guy
was a big
changed wrestling in general. It also coincided with like television doing the same thing with Tony Soprano. He's the bad guy, but he's actually the good guy. But he's actually the bad guy.
And he went to the rival. So WWE's rival was who? WCW. Eric Bischoff being the guy over there. Vince McMahon being with WWE. And what the big change was there, as we learned if you watch the Vince McMahon doc on Netflix, if you haven't, I urge you to. Hogan's actually a big part of that. But the big thing was Hogan turning heel with the New World Order along Kevin Nash and Razor Ramon. Scott
Bash
Hall.
at the Beach is one of the seminal moments of all time where the crowd is throwing just tons of stuff onto the. I mean, New World Order. It's one of the great intros
and
of all time.
And what they did at WCW, which was huge at the time, they didn't tape it. It was live. It's Monday Night Nitro, right? That's what it was. And they were doing it live. Again, we're going Bill O'Reilly. Doing it live. But that was a big deal.
Bischoff was the man.
He was very innovative at the time. And Vince, took a lot from that and saved WWE basically, poaching a lot of the stuff that they were doing over there.
I don't know how old you were when the Monday Night Wars were going on, but WCW versus WWE.
Yeah, I was like 5.
You're 5? Yeah. Bro, it was like, I was probably a freshman in high school. To say that it was the biggest thing on the planet is an understatement as well. It was humongous.
I got to tell you, at 5 and 6 and 7, though, like, you can ask my mom, you can ask my older brothers, because they were super into it. Like, I was a diehard wrestling fan. Like, I was Stone Cold, Rock, Triple H, Kurt Angle,
all my era.
All those, Undertaker, all of Kane. Yeah. It's gotta be Kane.
Kane.
All Paul Bearer. Undertaker. Like, and then Hulk Hogan being a part of that. Absolutely. I had the wrestling ring. I had Sting. I had Farouk and Bradshaw. I had all. Trust me, dude. I was diehard. I had all of my wrestling. I used to call matches. Like, I literally, that was me as a kid. I was the announcer. I would go home. I'd get my wrestling ring out. I'd pull up and I would be doing my own card. I'd be the Vince McMahon.
Is there some like weird, sick irony in that? When I think of Hogan, I think of the show that he had after Ozzy Osbourne had his show.
No, yeah.
And it was like a bootleg version of that show.
Hogan knows best.